Good evening, this is Zaid Al-Din with the latest news. His Majesty King Abdullah was briefed on the progress of the pre-service and in-service teacher training program implemented as part of the executive program of the Economic Modernization Vision 2023-2025. During a meeting at Al-Husainiyya Palace with the concerned officials, attended by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al-Hussein, His Majesty called for providing high-quality training for teachers, given their important role in shaping future generations. The King urged moving forward with the development of instructions for mandatory professional licenses for teachers to enhance their qualifications, which in turn would contribute to the development of a successful educational environment and the advancement of the education sector in Jordan. The Cabinet discussed developments in the region and efforts made by Jordan under the leadership of His Majesty King Abdullah to end escalation in the region and support the Palestinian and Lebanese people. During a session chaired by Prime Minister Ja'far Hassan, the Cabinet was briefed by Foreign Minister Ayman al-Safadi on the dangerous escalation in the region in light of the brutal Israeli aggression on Gaza, violations in the West Bank and the war on Lebanon. The Cabinet affirmed that Jordan, under the leadership of His Majesty the King, will continue its efforts at the political, diplomatic and humanitarian levels to halt the Israeli aggression and violations. Foreign Minister Ayman al-Safadi met with his Egyptian counterpart Badr Abdel Ati within the continued consultations and coordination between the two countries on the latest regional development. The meeting focused on the need to immediately stop the Israeli aggression against Gaza and Lebanon and efforts to deliver immediate humanitarian aid to Gaza. It also highlighted the importance of ensuring the protection of civilians and stopping the dangerous escalation in the occupied West Bank. The two ministers also reviewed ways to enhance relations between Jordan and Egypt in various fields. Israel's military continued strikes on the southern suburbs of Beirut and other locations in Lebanon, killing and injuring dozens of civilians. The Israeli army said about 85 projectiles were fired from Lebanon at northern Israel, including the city of Haifa. Meanwhile, Deputy Leader of Hezbollah, Naim Qassem, said that the Iran-backed group had moved beyond painful blows inflicted by Israel as Israeli forces began ground operations in the southwest of Lebanon, expanding its incursions into a new zone. Over to the Gaza Strip, where Israeli occupation forces committed 8 massacres over the past 24 hours, killing at least 56 Palestinians and injuring 278 others. Gaza's civil defense agency said an Israeli strike killed at least 17 people at Al-Bureij refugee camp in the center of the territory as Israel's military targets Hamas positions. Gaza's health ministry said Israel's military offensive in the coastal enclave has killed at least 41,965 Palestinians and wounded 97,590 since October the 7th of last year. Israeli occupation forces have detained at least 30 Palestinians in the West Bank during the last 24 hours, including a journalist and former prisoners. The Palestinian Prisoners Society and the Commission of Detainees and Ex-Detainees Affairs said in a joint statement that 23 people were arrested from Hebron, while the other detentions took place in Nablus, Beit Lahem and Jerusalem. Since the start of the Israeli genocide against the Palestinian people 1 year ago, Israeli occupation forces have detained over 11,100 people from the West Bank, including Jerusalem. Back here at home, Southern Military Zone personnel thwarted an attempt to smuggle quantities of drugs using a drone on its western front. An official source at the General Command of Jordan Armed Forces Arab Army said border guard forces detected an attempt by a drone to cross the border illegally, and the rules of engagement were applied and it was shut down inside the Jordanian territory. The source added that the seized drugs were handed over to relevant authorities for further investigation. That's it for tonight. Thank you and goodbye.